Xbox One Series X, PlayStation 5. Welcome to Next Gen Latest, where we look at the very latest in, well, you know, Next Gen. I'm sure you've probably figured that out by now. And every week we dissect what has been announced and which in this case hasn't. And there hasn't been a great deal. In fact, it's been awfully quiet on both sides now. But let's at least have a look at what we do have. Microsoft do love to their use of current trends and then repurposing them, and in this case in a somewhat awkward way. Now, we all know what ray tracing is and what that means to our games, and of course we can thank Nvidia and their Series 20 cards for bringing that joy to our games, knowing that it wouldn't be too long before other gaming tech caught up, of course, and of course we're now seeing that in the new next-gen consoles, including the Xbox Series X. But wait, just when you thought and think that it's the only aspect of the Xbox Series X that has ray tracing, then you'd be wrong. They are in fact using the term to apply to 3D audio used within that next-gen console. Audio ray tracing, to be exact. No, that's not confusing at all, Microsoft, because we all know that sound travels in rays, right? So why they just don't simply leave it at 3D audio, I really cannot figure, which in fact is an actual thing, rather than making up some bullshit term because ray tracing is the hottest thing in gaming. Come on, Microsoft. No one falls for that kind of nonsense. Sony, on the other hand, well, it's all pretty quiet on the Eastern Front. I'm not even sure they actually know they're meant to be launching a console this year. It certainly does make you wonder. There was some technical guff about textures and tessels, meaning that the PS5 can produce greater resolution texture at faster speeds, as we've seen in their early tech videos, which apparently means less pop-up and greater draw distance at higher resolution textures, or with higher resolution textures, which is all good. None of us like that soupy fog that's applied in the distance to mark the crappy non-existent textures which are not there. Something, of course, that is very likely going to affect the launches and everyone, and certainly the supply chain of both consoles, is of course COVID-19. Now, of course, there's an awful lot of drama associated with that, and the press are going mental with it. We are still, of course, in the early days as to how bad or good this will get and how soon it will take to recover from globally. There is a concern there for sure, and could mean if this continues into the summer and spreads faster and wider, that economies will suffer greatly, prices will rise, and supply chain of many things will choke. Now, of course, we have to wait and see, but it is a real worry, not just with our everyday health, but with many aspects of life too, that have become in many ways all too invisible to us. So, on that happy note, that is all we have for Next Gen Latest this week. Who knows? Perhaps next week the zombie apocalypse will be among us, and we'll be shooting them for real. Take it easy. Have a lovely day. And if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed, please consider doing so. And if you do, click the bell. Certainly if you like hints, tips, leaks, peeks, news, reviews, guides and how-tos on getting the most from the tech that you already own. I'm Stu, this is 3B, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.